What's happening, folks? Back for another music video reaction, and we're going to watch another video from the Eurythmics. And we're going to go back to Sweet Dreams, 1982. And we're going to watch the video for The Walk. So I'll admit, of all the Eurythmics tunes I've gone through since going through that album, which was very early on, it was, based on a CD I had bought before people began sharing entire catalogs with me. And thank you to all the friends of my YouTube and those that support my YouTube by being here on Patreon, the paid members. And yeah, it's not a song that stands out as much as some of the others, even from that album specifically, but I do think it's an enjoyable track, and I'm curious to hear, see rather, how it will be visually represented. I do have to point out this is coming from a third-party channel, and in the description, it says that this comes from the only remaining or online copy from the director, so I don't know if this is something that is not shown on the Eurythmics' own YouTube channel, but it wasn't one of the hits that came up, meaning, again, perhaps this has been removed from their official video catalog, but was the official video back when it was shot. In any case, let's watch it. This is the music video for The Walk, a Eurythmics track from their 1982 album Sweet Dreams. Obviously, we have her turning in time, and there's a sense of paranoia or a threat coming from behind, so the camera being used essentially as a character in the visual story already.
Be contented. I don't need to suffer. You're beautiful. Good to talk.
Dave catching up on the Financial Times in the background there. Music videos, but I've seen many different hairstyles from Annie already, and in this case, a much darker color. I don't know if it's a wig. I suppose it could be, given that she already had her famous pixie cut by this time, including in a music video from this same album. But yeah, looking very cloak and dagger as she walks around, and again, Dave looking very blasé reading the newspaper.
You're beautiful. Good to talk to. Make an impression. Take my attention. When you touch my skin, I smell disaster. Step away, walk away.
Holy crap, that was a very cool visual turn I didn't see coming. And I forgot about that sort of dissonant melodic transition right before it happened. That was cool.
Step away, walk away. All I want is the real thing. Step away, walk away. Ooh, step away, walk away. All I want is the real thing. Ooh, step away, walk away. Let's just close our eyes. 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 Walking on pavement, recollecting bars, asleep in the houses, so long.
Obviously a very dark video and cold tones for the most part, although that moment where she was on stage looking like a very not diva, which is funny because doesn't she have a solo album called Diva? But yeah, like I suppose like a the centerpiece of a stage performance. That was very bright and colorful, but everything else is again almost like noir style. I do have to comment though, it's surely a wig. Like her hair is so long in that shot on the stage that there's no way it could be like that and then like a pixie cut in a different video, unless I suppose this was shot first. But I would expect that Sweet Dreams would have been the first single from the album, so correct me if I'm wrong there, but like I said, I'm assuming this is a wig.
Sleep in the houses so alone, looking inside herself. She breaks the glass, turns her head backwards, just falling down again. Step away, walk away. All I want is the real thing. Step away, walk away. Ooh, step away, walk away. All I want is the real thing. Ooh, step away, walk away. Let's just close our eyes. Let's just close our eyes. Let's just close our eyes.
So I am compelled to ask the question, that is Dave playing the trumpet, but I wonder what I said in my original audio reaction, whether I thought it was like a synth brass, because anytime I'm listening to like groups that are famous for 80s synth pop, I'm always wondering if some of the instrumental elements, whether they're strings or brass, whether they're proper instruments or done on a keyboard. But this would suggest that, like in the Never Gonna Cry Again, that perhaps it was indeed a real performance. Although I think the brass in that, it was a flute, wasn't it? I think it was a flute. But yeah, people said that that was actually Annie playing, even though it wasn't her in the video.
Let's just close our eyes. Let's just close our eyes. Let's just close our eyes. Let's just close our
Well, there you go. I really enjoyed that, and more than I thought I would, quote unquote, meaning as I went to do the reaction, I had been looking for an early Eurythmics music video, and so I sort of, used Google and try to get a sense for what ones I maybe had skipped over once I did the reaction to Here Comes the Rain Again. But yeah, ultimately, I enjoyed the song itself more than I expected to, given that it hadn't stood out as much as some of the other tracks from their first couple albums when I was pondering what video to do. And even though it's clear that, it's still sort of grainy and, hasn't been restored in any, super elaborate sense, even though it does say Ultimate Remaster here. Yeah, I enjoyed the video as well, and the dark tones, the noir and almost unsettling type of feeling from some parts where she's, looking back as she walks and going upstairs as the camera follows her. I like how that was contrasted with the choruses where, she turns into that brightly lit diva type of persona. I will say there was that shot in the latter half of the video which speaks to a number of sequences I've seen in 80s music videos for other groups, including Aha, and I'm trying to think who else. Was it Depeche Mode? I don't think it was Depeche. I think it was Erasure. Basically, there's been a couple videos that I've watched where they get really up close on people's faces. And, in some cases, I think it's a bit too close. Oh, I think it was Duran Duran. That's right. It was a Duran video. It was the one for My Own Way, and it felt like, just back up a little bit, and I think the aesthetic of the shot would be even better, though perhaps showing her super up close and almost like sweating a little bit, perhaps that was the idea, that like, back away, walk away, the proximity is too close. But either way, a cool video. Looking forward to hearing what people have to say about this one. Shout out to Ryan and Phil and all the people who've been following the Eurythmics reactions on my YouTube, as well as here on Patreon. Indeed, shout out to Izzy as well. And yeah, we'll give me your suggestions below for what one you think I should do next. Again, I now have a sort of a sense of what ones are available, but I'm curious to hear what people might suggest, and I will see you next time. Peace.